I'm sure children, welcome back to our GK class. So I was teaching you the chapter Astronomy, isn't it? So before going to that chapter, let me revise the earlier portion. Okay, so I'm going to revise the first chapter. It was about the Prime Ministers of India. So who was the first Prime Minister of our country? Yes, Jawaharlal Nehru. And who is the present Prime Minister? Yes, it is Narendra Modi, isn't it? Can you name the lady Prime Minister who is known as the Iron Lady of India? Yes, it is Indira Gandhi, isn't it? So, Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Dr. Manmohan Singh, Narendra Modi, Indira Gandhi, P.V. Narasimha Rao and Morarji Desai are some of the Prime Ministers of our country, isn't it? Now you can take the page number 13. Okay. Yes. So what is meant by astronomy? It is the study of stars, planets and other heavenly bodies present in space, isn't it? And we have studied about the telescope, isn't it? Telescope is the most important tool required to study the astronomy, isn't it? Which is used to know about the stars and all. So which are the different types of telescopes? Let us see. The first one is the simplest reflector telescopes, which was designed by Sir Isaac Newton, and hence these are also known as Newtonian telescopes. Okay, these telescopes give a larger view of bodies like comets, stars as well as of various galaxies. See, these Newtonian telescopes, these telescopes give a larger view of bodies like comets, stars and all can be seen in a larger size. Okay, these telescopes use mirrors. And the second one is refracted telescopes. These are one of the most common telescopes used today. So these refracted telescopes are the most common telescopes used today. One cannot only see the larger view of bodies like comets and planets, but also see the surface of these bodies and other minute details. See, through this telescope we can see the comets and planets in bigger size. Not only that, we can see the surface of these bodies also, as well as even the minute details also can be seen through this telescope. Okay, and next one is a hybrid telescope. It is also known as compound telescope. This telescope is a mix of both reflecting and refracting telescope. That means this telescope, as I have told you, reflecting telescope and refracted telescope, isn't it? The mix of these two is called the hybrid telescope. Okay, as it uses both lenses and mirrors, because we have studied in reflected telescope they use mirrors. So here in this hybrid telescope they use both these lenses as well as mirrors. Hybrid telescopes are portable and comfortable to use. That means portable means it's easily able to carry or move. Okay, because of being lighter and smaller version than the usual. Okay, than the other telescopes, this is lighter and smaller, so it can be carried and moved easily. Okay, so hybrid telescopes are portable as well as they are comfortable to use. The last one is Dobsonian Telescopes. This was invented by John Dobson. Okay, he was an astronomer. This type of telescope is a reflector telescope. This is a type of reflector. The first one we have studied, isn't it, which was invented by Sir Isaac Newton, which is also known as Newtonian telescope, isn't it? So the only major difference between a Newtonian and Dobsonian telescope is that while the former one, that is a Newtonian telescope, it requires a tripod. You know what is a tripod, isn't it? A three-legged stand for supporting something. Okay, and the latter does not require, that is the second one, that is Dobsonian telescope does not require a tripod. Dobsonian telescope is good for observing star clusters, galaxies, etc. See, this Dobsonian telescope, it is good for observing star clusters. group of stars, okay, as well as galaxies. Okay, now did you understand the different types of telescope? The first one known as reflector telescopes, second one refracted telescope, third one hybrid telescope, and the last one is Dobsonian telescopes. Did you understand? Okay, so when you study this chapter, along with this chapter, you have to go through the first chapter also. Okay, thank you. I'm sure.